Why will the work on your marriage be challenging? Not only is the person you're married to like your parents, but the two of you are also incompatible. It's as if there's a universal design, and mysteriously, our incompatibility seems to be a key piece of this plan. As you'll see, incompatibility plays a crucial role in preparing you and your partner to meet each other's needs. That is why we say that incompatibility is the grounds for marriage. And honestly, compatibility is the grounds for boredom. We've seen it time and again. People want to believe they've fallen in love with someone who is a lot like them. But the fact is, we're drawn to people who are, in certain ways, our polar opposite. This is why romantic love needs to be such a powerful force. Without it, we'd see the truth of our incompatibility right away and run screaming in the other direction. Helen and I were really incompatible. I grew up on a sharecropper's farm in rural Georgia. She grew up in a mansion overlooking a lake in Dallas. I was dirt poor. She was Texas oil rich. My father died just after I was born, leaving my mother alone with 9 children on a mortgaged 100-acre farm. Mom died when I was 6 years old. One of the few things Helen and I had in common was this. I grew up an orphan in the care of my older sisters. She grew up orphaned in a house with busy household staff and even busier parents. Helen is a nester. I am a wanderer. She's internal, and I'm oriented to the outer world. On a car trip, I'd say, "Isn't this scenery great?" Only then would she look up from her needlepoint. Helen has a minimal relationship to time, and I am obsessively punctual. If she knocks and a door doesn't open, she keeps knocking. I go to another door. She likes her vegetables soft. I like mine barely cooked or raw. Helen is intuitive and understands complexity immediately. I'm logical. By the time I get to the solution, she's at the finish line waiting for me to arrive. Helen is a great multitasker. That used to drive me nuts. I'm still better when I focus on one thing at a time. There's an old song from the movie My Fair Lady. Why can't a woman be more like a man? I can't tell you how many times I've lamented, why can't Helen be more like me? Unfortunately, this kind of lament can only lead to one thing. Enter the power struggle. You never. You always. You're such a. Each of you is deeply entrenched in believing you're right. If only your partner would see how truly wonderful you are. Oh, and also agree to do everything you've asked for, or hinted at, or privately wished for but haven't said, exactly the way you want them to do it. Then everything would be fine. The power struggle is absolutely miserable, but guess what? Yes, you're catching on. This, too, is supposed to happen. The power struggle always shows up after romantic love fades. And like romantic love, the power struggle has a purpose. Your incompatibility is ultimately what will make your marriage exciting, once you get over your need for sameness, that is. The tension of opposites produced by this incompatibility is vital to the work of healing your childhood wounds. It gives you the energy to work through your problems and helps each of you build psychological and emotional strength. Incompatibility decoded. You may be thinking, but wait a minute, my partner and I actually are compatible in a lot of ways. We love the same kind of food, the same type of vacations, and our upbringings were very similar. Yes, you and your partner may have a lot of things in common, but we've found that couples are incompatible in 2 basic ways. How they, 1, relate to structure versus freedom, and 2, handle stress and conflict. When it comes to structure versus freedom, Helen and I have very different feelings. On the weekends we have off together, the first thing Helen wants to do is plan everything out. She'll read the movie and restaurant reviews. Then she'll come to me with questions about which tickets to buy and what reservations to make. What I've come to understand is that the structure helps Helen enjoy our free time together. She can relax and really enjoy herself once the plans are in place. I, on the other hand, prefer our weekends off to be unstructured. It's not that I want to stay home and stare at a wall the whole time. It would even be fine with me if Helen and I wound up at one of those movies or restaurants she spent time researching. I just value spontaneity. It's not fun for me to be locked into a specific activity at a specific time in advance. I want to relax and meander with no fixed destination in mind. This used to be a real issue between us until we found ways to enjoy our weekends together that satisfied both our needs.